Hello and welcome back to my Let's Challenge of Ratchet and Clank 3. In the last episode we completed Planet Marcadia and also collected our first Platinum Bolt on the Starship Phoenix by completing the VR deck exercises. Now we are back here on Florana to pick up our our next Platinum Bolt, because I missed one here, unfortunately. I think it's our fourth overall. You can see I already broke those just for expediency, because I figured you didn't want to see me break those all over again. So I have a few extra bolts than last time. And now we're hopefully just going to be able to zip through this planet. Show off some new weapons. We obviously have the Spitting Hydra now, which has this sort of... it's quite a unique weapon, actually. I do quite enjoy it. Unfortunately, the beautiful bonus box room is not grindable, so you can't just continually get loads and loads of bolts by doing that. So as what happens with most Ratchet and Clank games, when you return to a level having completed it, obviously the number and variety of enemies that are around is significantly lessened. So we should just be able to pretty much zip through the vast majority of this. Although it looks like these guys still come steaming in. Oh no, just two more. So if I remember correctly... I had to think about this a bit because I wasn't entirely sure where I missed it, but I think where I missed it was just here. I think if we head backwards, and you go onto this floor, there it is. See? Isn't that easy to miss? So, there we go, Titanium Bolt. So as we head over to the final area of... as we head over to finish off this planet, just going to talk about the number of weapons that are available in this game, sort of relative to the others in the series. So in Ratchet and Clank 1 there were, I believe, 15 weapons available. In Ratchet and Clank 2 that went up to 24, and in this game I believe there are a total of 20. So we are looking at a maximum of 20 lives. Obviously we won't be able to reach that maximum because the Rhino, I believe, is not actually available till post-game, if I remember correctly. And even if it was available before post-game, it would be stupidly expensive and we wouldn't be able to buy it. Additionally, there is a shield charger in this game, which was, I think, the only weapon I didn't manage to fully upgrade in Ratchet and Clank 2, and it will suffer the same problems as it did in Ratchet and Clank 2, and that is a rather difficult weapon to actually upgrade, just in general. But anyway, doing this planet is a nice little... is obviously giving my Spitting Hydra some nice experience, which is good. And now that is that. That is Florana completed. I believe we even did the Path of Death skill point, so we don't even need to worry about that. And now we can definitely fly back to the Phoenix and play our first vid comic of the game. I really enjoy the vid comics. I know a lot of, I know that some people were a bit sort of unsure about them when they came out in the game and stuff like that, but I really enjoy them as a little game mechanic. I think they're really, really fun. I think you could almost legitimately say you could make a game, maybe just like a mobile game or something like that, just based on those vid comics, because they are really ridiculously fun. And so yeah, no, we will go to the vid comics, and so the vid comics, with each vid comic you have a skill point and a you have both a skill point and a titanium bolt available, and I'll explain more once we actually get into playing the vid comic itself. I probably should have saved the money that I bought on the Spitting Hydra for the armor. Not gonna lie. Might make the Annihilation Nation arena battles that little bit harder, but we should be fine. So we arrive back here and we're going to play the vidcomic.
Watch and learn, Clank. This is how a real hero gets it done.
I love how Ratchet himself is a gamer. I think that's great.
These are the real-life adventures of Captain Quark, the greatest superhero the galaxy has ever known.
Hey, this thing on?
Meticulously reconstructed by our crack research team with the aid of eyewitness accounts, bathroom gossip, wild speculation, and a magic 8-ball. In the early days of the 5th Solarian equinox, the Solana galaxy was terrorized by a notorious pirate known as Captain Blackstar.
Ahoy! Anybody else got a craving for fish and chips?
Though still in the prime of his youth, Captain Quark was already a living legend.
I was beating him up with a stick.
However, no previous adventure could have prepared Quark for his encounter with the dread pirate Blackstar and his crew of... Oh, please tell me this is a typo.
That's robotic pirate ghosts. Guess reading wasn't your subject, eh, Professor?
Right. Now we begin the interactive portion of Episode 1. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
So, here we are in the Quark vidcomics. So they're essentially little 2D side-scroller platformers, and they are great. Quark, I love the way Quark controls. I think it's got a lovely he's got a lovely bounce to him.
An officially licensed Quark token. Collect all the tokens in the level to earn a secret prize.
So if you want to know what the secret...
Bling, bling.
So the secret prize is obviously a titanium bolt. So that is why you want to collect all of the Quark tokens. You definitely want to collect all the Quark tokens if you want to actually get everything in the game. The other thing, whilst the skill point is associated with essentially doing the level super fast, I almost thought I could jump them like a Mario character, but maybe not. So, obviously there are a total of 100 tokens in each level, and they get more and more well hidden sort of as you go on. Like, I don't think there are any particularly in this level that are particularly well hidden, if I remember correctly. So we'll head over here.
Old timers say a giant robotic space needle haunts this ship. Press circle attack.
So, we get the blaster, we'll get a series of sort of individual little weapons through the game. Through the various vidcomics. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what the time is that you have to beat in order to get the skill point. So the skill points in these vidcomics are essentially associated with completing a set time for each one. I know, like, this one I think is about 140-ish. I know the second one's like 2 minutes 10, and they sort of go up, like, you know. So there's an individual time for each one. Most of them aren't too hard. The trick with obviously just not dying, and not dying becomes easier and easier as you go through the game, because right at the end of this level, what we're going to get is we're going to get a health upgrade, which increases the number of hit points that you have. So currently, obviously, we only have 5. That's going to increase as we get our titanium bolt down. And there's a health upgrade located in each level. So you can actually, you know, get up to a maximum of 10 hits, and then that sort of makes speed running through these levels a hell of a lot safer, as it were. So the Space Eel is not a hard boss at all. The best way to actually deal damage to him is to punch him. Even though he does damage to you, you absolutely wreck his health bar. Like, absolutely destroy it. And not only do you get the titanium bolt, you also even get 6,000 bolts. The amount you actually get per vid comic varies, but obviously the first one you get 6,000 bolts as well, just to make the reward that little bit sweeter.
I mean, I've worked on some real junk, but this one takes the cake. Pirate, ghost robots. Oh, what do they think? We're idiots?
Hey, Professor, snap to it.
Once again, the citizens of the Solana Galaxy owed their lives to the dauntless courage of the remarkable man behind the cube. With great reluctance, Quark accepted a meager fee for his services and promptly donated the entire sum to the Quark for Tots Scholarship Fund, a charity providing makeovers and buxom bimbos for needy people named Quark.
I've got a big hug. Mr. President? Yes, I got the fruit basket, thanks. It turns out I'm allergic to prunes. Yeah, who knew? What? Blackwater City is under attack. Yes, sir, I'm on my way.
The exciting, all-true, right, adventures of Captain Quark continue in Episode 2.
Well, who's that handsome devil?
It appears Quark has regained his memory.
Hey, this dressing room isn't fit for a pig. What kind of shoddy production are you people running?
That's him, all right.
He may need a while to adjust. In the meantime, I've got a mission that's perfect for you two. We've just learned of a prototype holographic device that can disguise the user as a Tyrannoid, even allowing him to speak Tyrannese.
Is it just me, or do you smell bananas?
Anyway, the device happens to be the grand prize on this week's Annihilation Nation. Check it out.
Tonight on Annihilation Nation, we feature an all-new Death Course. Let's meet tonight's victim. Contestant, Fred. Fred is a Gadgetron accountant who claims he once had a morphle ray go off in his pants. What a sham. Let's take a look at what he's up against. Doesn't look too bad now, does it? Good luck, Fred! Next!
Another day, another death course.
Oh, I love how Ratchet's just so tired of this now. Anyway, we'll zip back to our ship, and then head over to Annihilation Nation to compete in some rather enjoyable arena challenges.
Are you ready to play? All right, let's meet our first contestant. He's an unemployed rocket mechanic who claims to have saved 2 galaxies, but most people know him as Secret Agent Clank's bumbling chauffeur. He hopes that disguising himself as a Tyrannoid will make him more attractive to the ladies. Hey, give a warm welcome to Ratchet! Ratchet will attempt to be the first contestant ever to survive the Death Course. Contestant number 1, are you ready?
Bring it on!
Okay, so here we go. The death courses are really, really good fun. So the arena battles essentially fall into 2 categories. You have the death courses, where essentially you have to sort of make your way through these linear pathways filled with traps. And then obviously there are arena battles as well. Could be. So the reason I was destroying those cameras is because there is indeed a skill point on this
To strafe, hold down L2 or
here in
L2
Annihilation
while
Nation
waiting.
for destroying. I believe you can actually. I believe you can actually use the refractor and deflect those green energy beams. I don't know what's going on with his aiming there, but obviously we can use that to our advantage. If I'm not sure this is the level we can actually do this. Oh no, there we go. Okay. So there are two titanium bolts. They're obviously both located on these death courses. There you go. So that's the skill point. I think it's called something like camera shy, or you know. It's just destroying 5 cameras.
To the camera, tap L1.
So as you'd expect, this first one is no real challenger whatsoever. I think the only real enemies. So there we go, we can now head over here. Uh-oh, nearly got pushed off there, that would have been unfortunate. Lovely! So we get Amoeba, which is the second Quark Grid comic. There is also a skill point for completing any one of those death gauntlets, I believe is the name they give them in the game. If you complete any of the gauntlets without being hit. So obviously we didn't get that one, we were hit once, but that is available. So now we're going to meet the sort of the standard arena enemies that are around here. We obviously have these are the equivalent of the blade balls. We have the red guys obviously have a ranged weapon. The blue guys are melee. So whenever the guy says, let's turn up the heat down there, that means there's going to be an inferno crate somewhere located on the arena. You can see the spinning Hydra is pretty impressive, actually. I think it's a very good weapon, actually. The great thing about the sub-cannon is it's just a really efficient way to use ammo as well. So I don't know if you heard that, but the other great thing about Annihilation Nation just has the best, some of the best commentary as well. It's got really good, like.
I don't believe it, folks! He survived the death course! And here to give you your prize, the lovely Miss Courtney Gears! How about that, folks? He is better looking.
not be alarmed, Sasha. That is Ratchet.
Oh, I see you won the tier, guys. It's very convincing. Anyway, there's something I think the two of you need to see.
Work personal log, entry 101301. After I personally vanquished the Protopet menace and revamped the Megacorp testing facility, I decided to focus my efforts on protecting the endangered creatures of the Florana jungle. But when news arrived that Dr. Nefarious had again risen to power, I knew where my true destiny lay. The training necessary to get back into tip-top shape has been exhausting, and my mind overflows with brilliant concepts. Though I still yearn for the bittersweet stench of my simian companions. The time has come to resume my duties as the greatest hero the galaxy has ever known, Captain Quark!
You're not gonna believe this, but the President put Quark in charge of the fight against Nefarious. Our new commander just called his first team meeting. You better get back to the Phoenix right away.
I agree. This does not sound good.
So, there we go. So obviously, what I was just saying before that was that I think the announcer here is actually really great. I love the sort of the variation in the sort of the stuff that he says. I don't know, it might also be a case of like, you know, this is obviously, this was the game that I really, you know, this is my favourite game, so I sort of have a little bit of bias, but there we go. And so we have loads and loads of challenges that we can do. The ones that we just did were Heat Street and the Practice Challenge, obviously. We can now continue. There are essentially four, I believe, gauntlets. There are like 8, I think there are 8 in total, 8 gauntlets. 4 that we can do now and 4 when we actually return. So, what the frick is going on with my controller?
Push the button to flip the side.
Sorry, some messy things are going on with my controller. I was just trying to work out what else. Okay, so. Okay, so we're just going to use the suck cannon on these enemies, obviously, and nice and simple.
Oh yeah, that's entertainment, folks.
Destroy that guy. That guy. Wonderful. Don't think there's anything up here. Nope. Okay, cool. We can defeat these guys. Yeah. At some point, they start introducing ninja enemies into wow. So there's the titanium bolt that eventually we'll get access to, but it does take a while. I think there's only like there's a specific couple of ones that it's actually available on. Okay, so here we go. These are obviously the ninjas that I just mentioned, and also you can see that our N60 Storm shots are now ricocheting, which is what you obviously get at a V2. Okay, so there we go, that's that one done. We can now go and try Pyro Playground.
Oh man, this job is too much fun. Look at those pretty little eyes. He's got that 1,000-yard stare.
So,
Hey, be sure to catch me next week at the Florana Demolition Derby.
lovely. So, take out those guys. Start getting for a suck cannon. Lovely. Ah, yes, so this bit's obviously a little more difficult. You've got to not fall in. it's not too hard to avoid all of that. To be honest, the actual platforming challenges are probably a hell of a lot more difficult than the combat ones in all of these gauntlets. Like, I'd probably be far more likely to die missing a jump than actually from some of these enemies. So, there we go, that is Pyro Playground completed.
Note to self, never mess with a trigger-happy...
And then the last one of this set is Suicide Run.
Hey, be sure to catch me next week at the Lorana Demolition Derby!
So, we can head over this way.
Oh, man, this job is too much fun!
Too much fun.
This little guy can really move! He could be championship material, folks!
So we'll just continue to suck up all of the enemies. Kill these guys nice and simply. Take out the ninjas that come down the path. Okay, what's next? Okay, so we head this way. So this is just a case of don't get pushed off, I think. Lovely. Nice and simple. That one's actually really easy. I don't know why that was the last one.
Never mess with a trigger-happy long...
So I think that is, yeah, so there you go, those are the ones that are set there, and now we can head over to Robot Rampage, which is just a generic, a generic arena. Hello? Sure. My shock blaster is nowhere near as powerful as I'd like it to be. Should not take 3 hits to take out most of the big guys.
This weapon upgrade features a lock-on mod. To lock on to enemies, press and hold L2 and R2.
Not sure which one that was. I think that might well have been the shock blaster going to level 3. So obviously, this is just one to really introduce you all of the various traps and stuff that you're going to get within these arenas, and there are lots of them, as you can see. Ow. Might want to turn to Inferno mode at some point, just to ensure that I don't get hit. But this is the last round, so we should be okay. There we go, lovely. 6,000 volts. So we've got a few weapon limited challenges. So obviously here we've got just plasma whip, and then you have also a just spitting hydra. So obviously with 6 we only want to be using what, 5 uses of ammo per round. So you do need to be a little careful. Thankfully, the enemies can obviously hurt themselves, or, you know, kill each other. I was not expecting that to appear, I will say. Or to disappear, I guess, is the more important thing there. Anyway, so lightning storms heading your way. Okay, so we have 14 shots for this last round. We should be fine. We are absolutely fine. Lovely. I like how they put you with your whip against them and their whip. So, now Hydra and Seek. This one is not bad at all, really. You just got to make sure that, obviously, you are... The small guys do take extra... will be killed if you just, you know, fire next to them. You don't actually need to be targeting them. So that's really helpful. Lovely. So those ones, you've really just got to be worried about running out of ammo, because if you do run out of ammo, you will lose. There are just so many variations on the various levels that they have here. You've got timed rounds, you've got, later on we get like weapon cycling rounds, and loads of other things to just really make these arenas really good fun. Lovely, okay, so what's that? Nearly a V2 for Spitting Hydra, which is nice. There we go. So with the Spitting Hydra ones, essentially every single time you upgrade, you get an extra reticle, essentially, so you can target one more enemy at a time. So we've got... We should be able to certainly do 2 rounds in, well, 1 round in 30 odd seconds. Beautiful. Really nice and simple, that one. The speed rounds aren't too worrying. Like, there are some which are very difficult, but most of the time you can cope with it. This is beautifully powerful. down to round 8. Round 9, sweet. The other great thing about the quick select change is that if it's a weapon which has no ammo, it will not stay on it. So, like if I rapidly switch between my current 3 weapons, I would not hit the spitting hydra because I have no ammo for that. So that's a really nice touch. So, the Terrible 2. There are 2 sets of bosses, much like the sort of the Megacorp games and the Mactar Resort. There are 2 bosses in this game, in the arena. These are the first. The second, we won't get until later on. So, as you can see, the N67 does a lovely job of hitting this guy. That missile attack of his is pretty much the only thing that's really worrying in this level, in my opinion. Like, her whip isn't really anything to worry about. As I get hit by it, naturally. Okay, so she's down, which is great. Now it's just down to him. Lovely. So, there we go. So, the twins are okay. The only one, I think if there is a defeat the twins without being hit, I might not do it now, just for fear of failing, and obviously I have no lives to play around with. Just because it is really easy to get hit in this level. Okay, yes, we wanted him away, so now let's start pummeling her. Sweet, she's down. Yes, lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so it's just the championship bout, so that's okay. We can actually do this. Finish off the arena for now. So this actually finishes off. This is the last thing available for us on Annihilation Nation for now. We have 15 rounds. The final one is against the 20. Wow, 24 rounds. The final one against the twins. So it's a bit of a slog. The key thing here is I'm going to be using the suck cannon an awful lot just to keep ammo going, because it is such a good weapon for ammo conservation. Such a good weapon for ammo conservation. Yes, okay, so I'm going to be 3. It's actually a pretty powerful weapon, as you can see. It completely knocks out. So the way, rather than obviously, so in Ratchet and Clank 2 we obviously had the innovation of the cage match, where you ended up sort of, fighting up on the ceiling. In this game, rather than that, what we have these sort of, these various different modes. So occasionally you'll have a timed round, and when you get sort of later on, you get lots of different rounds. That's not good. I don't want to get that. will also be using the Inferno power as much as possible, because Inferno allows us to save ammo, and here ammo is going to be the real problem, because it takes quite a lot of ammo, as you saw from our previous two battles with Gary and Helen, the twins, to actually take them out. So having a round where you can just destroy everything with your wrench was really good. So you want to be very, as soon as you start hearing that sort of ticking sound, you want to know exactly, come on, no idea why I'm attacking, not pressing square at all, please. Oh, thank God, Jesus Christ, I'm not doing that. Sorry, I've really no idea what's going on with my controller. I'm going to change it. I'm not dying because of a controller failure. Well, it looks like I don't actually have a controller, unfortunately, so that sucks. So I'm going to save the Inferno power for, not for time rounds. Time rounds is not good to have Inferno. Anything with the disco ball in the middle, that's when we want Inferno. As we get some nitro launcher ammo, get some shock blaster ammo, good, good, good. If I upgrade my spinning hydra, I should get more ammo for it. You do need to be very careful with the time rounds. The time rounds do sort of sneak up on you, and then you take your time with it, and you forget that you're actually, you know, under a lot of stress. And obviously each challenge with each new timed round, you actually get less and less time. Is another thing to be aware of. I should also be using my plasma whip, actually, because the plasma whip isn't that useful against Gary and Helen. I wonder how useful this is. I wonder how much damage it does. It's the rounds with this thing that are really annoying. Like, we can obviously use it to kill the enemies. Risk of being hurt by it. Okay, round 22. I think the last round is not. Okay, that's awesome. So obviously you can't use Inferno mode during Gary and Helen, unfortunately. Okay, so this one we want to do pretty much as slowly as possible, because she's not that hard. The second one we want to do as fast as possible, so that will be spinning hydra time. Additionally, we don't actually have like any missiles to deal with here. I just don't want to do what I did in Ratchet and Clank 2, and that's fail at these arena challenges. Okay, there we go. Spinning hydra. Where the frick is she? That's right, I did. Okay, so Okay, so she's dead. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Why am I even thinking of doing that? Just kill it. There we go. Okay, 15,000 bolts. We now have a bunch of money. Loads and loads and loads and loads of money, which is really, really good. Oh, thank God. Okay, so that is going to be it for this episode. We have completed Annihilation Nation for now, and now we will return. In the next episode, we'll be returning back to the Phoenix. We will talk to everyone there and meet up with Quark and see where we head off to the next planet, which I believe is Planet Aquatos. So, hope to see you on the next episode.